Everyone, I'm here for another quick conversation for the long haul of leadership with Tod Bolsinger. And we're talking about a quote today from Andrew Root. This is from episode 270, titled Evangelism as Consolation. And here's what Andrew said. He said, "What we really need, what people yearn for, is someone who will journey with them into their sorrow and to proclaim and witness to a Jesus Christ who is present in sorrow." One more time. What we really need, what people yearn for, is someone who will journey with them into their sorrow and to proclaim and witness to a Jesus Christ who is present in sorrow. So, Tod, the language of sorrow can be kind of uncomfortable, or people might think of it as kind of negative. Sorrow is something that I prefer to either heal from or avoid if possible. So, what do you make of this idea of journeying into sorrow, and perhaps alongside someone?
Yeah. Well, it's a profoundly Christian idea, isn't it? Right? We go with people into their pain. We accompany them in their pain. It's the experience of the gospel. Like Jesus, God so loves the world that he comes to us. Jesus comes into the world, into our pain. Long lay the world in sin and error pining. So it's a profoundly Christian thing to do. It's also something that we almost always want to avoid. So even as a leader, one of the parts we talk about is the most important thing for being leaders is not to have your really great, beautiful, inspiring vision, is to actually listen to the pain of your neighbors and the pain of the world and ask, how can we serve there?
Yeah.
Like genuine leadership is about bringing transformation or change to our organizations so they can address places where the world is in pain. Yeah. So it's about accompanying people into their sorrow to understand it deeply and love it, love them in it, be with them in it. It's a profoundly Christian act that is also at the heart of leadership.
Yeah. It's in the context of this conversation with Andrew, it was in the context of evangelism, and he was saying that sorrow, when we walk alongside someone in their sorrow, that's good news, right? That's gospel. Yeah. And so, we can think about that in terms of walking alongside people outside the church, but also, and this is the work of being a pastor, or part of the work of being a pastor, is walking alongside people in our church as well in their sorrow, and in the context of change and loss, right? When we're leading change, there's a lot of loss involved. And so maybe help us make the connection between the loss that people in our congregations experience and then walking alongside with them in that sorrow. And maybe that's good. That can be good news.
Yeah, it certainly is good news because it is the embodiment of the gospel, of the one who is the evangel, Jesus, the one who embodies good news. Yeah. The problem is that most of our churches, we have just ignored it. Like think about how many in your whole life, how many sermons have you heard on the book of Lamentations?
Yeah, right.
Or on Psalms of Lament, or of all the passages in Jeremiah about lament. Lament is a clear biblical category of where we proclaim honestly before God the sorrow and pain of the world, or the sorrow and pain of our lives, and that it's faithful. Jesus on the cross prays, "Why, O God, have you forsaken me?" It's a lament. So one of the things we can learn to do is to be people who take seriously other people's pain and do not give up hope.
Yeah.
Like we grieve, but not as those who have no hope, which doesn't mean to be Pollyanna or optimistic. It just means that I believe that God is going to use this thing that is painful for good in my life, that it's not beyond God's good in my life.
Right. And
that part of the leadership task for leading an organization is to say, the reason why our church exists is to go into the places of pain with the good news of the gospel. Or the reason why our nonprofit exists is to bring good news and hope to people who are in a hard situation. So we want to make a difference, but we start not by, lobbing strategic plans at people across the street, but by going to the very places of pain and walking with them in it until together we can discover what will help us find our way out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's transformative. And I think especially in today's world, right, where There's a lot of distrust of institutions and all kinds of institutions, including religious institutions, when we can come alongside with people in that way. Anyway, transformative. Yeah. Here's the quote one more time from Andrew Root. He said, "What we really need, what people yearn for, is someone who will journey with them into their sorrow and to proclaim and witness to a Jesus Christ who is present in sorrow."